the end is here. The beginning of the end, I guess technically we could say, as we are at the beginning right now, but the end is near, and the end is here with the series itself, the movie itself being called the end of Evangelion. So I don't know how to feel. I don't know what to think. The last two episodes of the series were rather interesting, but definitely they took basically it took a route that the main story itself was not maybe following necessarily, but also it kind of was. So it's like complicated to say that it like didn't follow its path, but at the same time it did. So it's, I don't know, it's a little difficult, but there are plenty of questions and things that didn't necessarily get answered that I would still prefer if they do come this point here. So I'm not sure exactly if, because some people have stated before about things within the episodes themselves spoiling things that occur within the movie. So I'm not sure if this is like a let's take a bunch of the content from those but then expand upon it, because those two episodes combined have about probably about 40 to 42 minutes of content, whereas here we have about like 86 minutes of content, probably some credits at a certain point, so about 80-ish minutes. So we basically double up the amount of time that we had in those episodes, which would give us plenty of time to showcase and expand upon a couple things that do occur, which makes me interested. And then also the version that I'm using has basically episode 25 and 6 separate as like prime versions of them, which was like indicated by what they would label the director's cut ones as. So I'll have to switch over to each version as we kind of go between them. But my assumption is that they do take in each of them what happens in episode 25 and episode 26, and then they expand upon a whole bunch of other stuff within it, basically doubling the amount of time, airtime between them as well, but maybe not showcasing 20 something minutes of that actual episode itself. But who knows, maybe we could actually just showcase that as well and just tie it up with a bunch of other things being showcased. I have no clue. I have no clue what to really expect or what to go into here, but I am really excited. This is essentially the end of our journey, but we still have some movies to go, which are the rebuilds, which I think take more of the route of what I'm wondering if we're doing with this movie, which I guess I might have a clearer picture of come the end of this. If those are more so, let's take the story. If we were to restart it today, how would we kind of change it? And what would we do that would be slightly different to kind of make these things kind of flow a little bit maybe better, and tie up some of the loose ends and the things kind of presented would make sense for when we get into those. So I'm curious if that's kind of, this was like the start almost of it to give us like a nice conclusion, but then the movies are like the full connection of like, yeah, this is really what was intended or what we really wish that we could have done or had known kind of at that point. I am really interested to see if that's the case. So we're just gonna have to kind of get into it. And once again, I don't really know what to expect, but we're here. So yeah, I don't like movies. I gotta be honest. I really don't like any movies. So these next couple days of just sitting here and watching these is gonna be tough. I struggle to sit here for, an hour and a half to 2 hours without like really breaks or anything. And of course I could give myself breaks, but then I feel like it ruins immersions. And I don't know. I like the 20 minutes of episode and then let me yap for a little bit and then be on our way more than an hour and a half. Because I also feel like I'm going to forget. There's so many things that'll be presented here that I'll like overlook. And it's like I'm doing a disservice almost to the movie, especially when we go back through and we talk about it, because there's so much content packed in that you have to kind of remember, which isn't my favorite thing in the world. So we'll have to go through and we'll just have to end up seeing, but that's what we got right now. So I do hope that you guys enjoy. I hope that I enjoy, and hopefully we have a good time seeing ourselves at the conclusion of this series. So hopefully you guys like. If you like it all, like and subscribe to mean a lot to me. Feel free to stick around for the discussion, leave any comments about this episode or series. Let's get going with the end of Evangelion. Proper movie introduction stuff. Damn, the quality on them is so low. The good old days, boys. The good old days. Sega. Damn, how many fucking people you got on this? Oh, also, I didn't mention it, but one of the production companies on this is somebody who just gave us a channel strike recently for a different series. So if this video is like very, like if you can't really see what's going on, I'm sorry. I'm going to try my best to avoid them attacking us again. So I I think we should make that clear at the beginning. How many people are working on this? Let's go. What is this? The aftermath of losing the boy. So him not knowing who to talk to. Of course, you can't talk to her, though. She's a disaster right now. That were full uncensored. What the fuck? Supposedly. These are all the questions I wanted to know.
完全な単体としての生物へと人工進化させる保管計画。まさに理想の世界ね。そのために。
I don't know who that's an ideal world for, though. I guess Shinji. It's not for... I wouldn't say so. The soul clone of Lilith. Wow.
これがセカンドインパクトの真意だったのね。気づかれた。
There's so many words in there. I wonder if it actually explains stuff.
いえ、違うか。始まるわね。
ハッキングを目指しています。やはりな。侵入者は松代のマギ2号か。いや、少なくともマギタイプ5。
What the fuck?
アメリカからの侵入が確認できます。ゼールは総力を上げているな。
Yup.
兵力差は1対5。部が悪いぞ。
So basically everybody else that they've been funding up to this point to make the other Avas and stuff are now basically on their attack.
マギの自立防御でしょ。
はい。詳しくは第二発令所の伊吹2からどうぞ。
必要となったら捨てた女でも利用する。
Yeah, all you've ever done has been used by him.
状況は
No time for good mornings.
プロテクトの作業に入りました。リスコが
Yeah, why exactly would she? I wonder if it could be a connection, though, because family-related shit, you know?
バカなことしてる。
I mean, probably.
ロジックじゃないものね。
But also, it's like your mother's fucking opus, you know? Like...
そうでしょ。母さん。
Yeah.
ミスギン、奴らの目的は本部施設および残るエヴァ2体の直接占拠だな。
I don't think they even want all the units. They literally just want one. Nice. Alright, well, we got through the prologue. Uh-oh, how we gonna attack? Oh. Holy shit. Alright, we're going to war. Oh no. All at once, blow that bitch up. That's usually the case, yeah. We have to fight people, yeah. That's basically a war. Other side doesn't like us, we gotta take out others, our own enemies are people, right? Like, but you have to fight for the things you believe is right. But the problem is nobody in Nerve actually believes anything's right, because they don't know anything. Damn. Oh, that's fucking cold, dude. Snuck up behind them and then the whole squad came out from the toys. That's awesome.
部隊は陽動よ。本命がエヴァの選挙ならパイロットを狙うわ。至急シンジ君を初号機に待機させて。
はい。
アスカは
303号病室です。
Get her out the
構わ
hospital.
ないから2号機に乗せて。しかし未だエヴァとのシンクロは回復していませんが、そこだと確実に消されるわ。
Mm-hmm.
前にはエヴァの中が最適なのよ。了解。パイロットの投薬を中断。アスカ収容後、エヴァ2号機は地底湖に隠して。すぐに見つかるけど、刑事よりマシだわ。レイは
所在不明です。位置を確認できません。
That's the like usually easiest person to find. Oh, what the fuck? They got her in here now. And the Ava creation machine.
して。
ダメです。パイロットはまだ。
I couldn't even tell what that was. I have no idea.
冬月先生、後を頼みます。分かっている。ゆい君によろしくな。
Oh no. I do gotta say, I love how unshaken Gendo is at like every moment. Even when shit's like going as bad as it possibly can, he remains calm.
無理もないわ。みんな人を殺すことに慣れてないものね。
Never have had to. Jesus. Just flooded with it.
非戦闘員の白兵戦闘は極力避けて。
Okay, so his reluctance is back. That's kind of all it really is here. After having to kill the boy.
本格的な対人擁撃システムは用意されてないからな。
Oh, we got these.
どどまりだ。
戦時が本気を出したらこの施設にひとたまりもない。
Yeah, we are not well equipped for this in the slightest.
外して。
私鉄砲なんて撃てません。
訓練で何度もやってるだろう。
But not the people.
バカ。撃たなきゃ死ぬぞ。
It's from the beginning. This is unbelievable. Okay, they were dead. We don't need the pilots, we just need the unit.
サード発見。これより排除する。悪く思うな、坊主。
Coming to the rescue! How did y'all miss all those shots?
悪く思わないでね。
Oh, the person will just part of the job, brother.
行くわよ。初号機。急ぐわよ。シンジ君。
I don't know about all that.
逃げるのか、エヴァのところに行くのか、どっちかにしなさい。このままだと何もせずただ死ぬだけよ。助けてよ、助けてよ。こんな時だけ女の子にすがって逃げてごまかして中途半端が一番悪いわよ。
Reiterating things that she's told him basically through the first 2 episodes.
あんたまだ生きてるんでしょ。だったらしっかり生きてそれから死になさい。
Yeah, just keep it together now and then worry about dying after we save everybody. After we save ourselves.
対 BC 兵器装備は少ない。使用されたらやばいよ。
Yeah. Oh no. Fuck. Oh, that looks so fucking sick though. That looks so cool though.
言わんこっちゃない。
奴ら加減ってものを知らないのか。
無茶をしよる。
Yeah, kinda. Wow. They're really not fucking around.
使徒ではなくエヴァシリーズ他の使徒が覚醒する前にアダムを卵にまで還元することによって
Gotcha.
最小限に食い止めるためだったのよ。シンジ君 私たち人間もね、アダムと同じリリスと呼ばれる生命体の源から生まれた18番目の使徒なのよ。エヴァシリーズを全て消滅させるのよ。生き残る手段はそれしかないわ。くらいのものでしょ。
さて、残りはネルフ本部施設の後始末だ。
Yeah, I don't know about just that.
開発を委託されますか？
買い叩かれるのが
赤いやつだ。指定庫水深702にて発見。
They found it.
生死は不明です。
And then this is where Asuka was during that other episode. She was confused about how she got into the thing. Or not confused, but confused as to why she was doing it. Oh no. Listen, I'm with you, girl, but this is one of those situations where if you don't fight, you're gonna die. So if you don't want to, we have to. The voice is reaching out to you. Jesus. Called out, opened up a little bit, and we're in business. Oh, what the fuck? Just lifting again? Oh, that's dope. Throw it at him. Stop the projectiles, or use it as a block. There you go. Yup. You are not alone. Yes. Okay. We tank it though. And you've closed yourself from the displeasant things. And that brightens him. He hears a little bit of good news. Oh, she's so badass just walking through it like that. She got her confidence back. Just tank that shit. Awesome. Oh, that's dope. Not a scratch on her. Oh, those look so good. Almost a similar scene to the episode 19 one. Oh, what the fuck are those? What is that? Are these the other units that they were developing? They're just gonna fucking send them from the sky like that? Bro, that's sick. That's so sick. Oh no. Just swarming around like that? Holy fuck. Yeah, a little bit, but they're at all cost, right? They got wings and everything. Fuck me. Launch them in. Gotta get Buddy going. Dragging him is probably not gonna help. That look on her face. Yeah, fuck your units. It's crazy how sick they look, but every like unit after Unit 2 we've seen developed has just had issues. Like there's just been problems. So I'd find it hard to believe that any of these are gonna work. It'd work very well. This is like when you're a kid and you don't want to go somewhere, but your parents are forcing you and they drag you. Oh.
時間稼げるわね。ないわ。
No, about that. You can't even fucking stand.
ここから先はもうあなた一人よ。すべて一人で決めなさい。誰の助けもなく。
僕はダメだ。
He's never been able to.
人を傷つけてまで、殺してまでエヴァに乗るなんて、そんな資格ないんだ。
He's also said that to them for how many episodes now, but nobody listens to him. They don't care.
ことしたんだ。カオル君も殺してしまったんだ。優しさなんかかけらもない。人を生きだけだ。僕には人を傷つけることしかできないんだ。だったら何もしない方がいい。
同情なんかしないわよ。自分が傷つくのが嫌だったら何もせずに死になさい。嫌いなのね。
Yep.
だから人も傷つける。自分が傷つく。
It's not why he hurts others.
心が痛いことを知っているから。でも
I don't know if I agree with that.
それはあなたが自分一人で決めたことだわ。価値のあることなのよ、シンジ君。あなた自身のことなのよ。
That I get.
何も分かってないくせに。他人だからどうだってんのよ。あんたこのままやめるつもり。今ここで何もしなかったら私許さないからね。一生あんたを許さないからね。自己嫌悪を重ねるだけ。その度に前に進めた気がする。
If you really feel that way, yeah.
もう一度エヴァに乗ってケリをつけなさい。エヴァに乗っていた自分に、自分の答えを見せて。
All your answers reside in it.
ケリをつけたら必ず戻ってくるのよ。約束よ。
By giving a piece of you, even if he doesn't return, he always has that with him to return to. Hello? Hello, ma'am? That is a child? Ma'am? Ma'am?
大人のキスよ。帰ってきたら続きをしましょう。
Ma'am? Ma'am?
アスカの言う通り、カーペット変えときゃよかった。ねえ、ペンペン。カジ君、私これでよかったわよね。
With a ray. Is that the lipstick? Or is it the left behind blood? Asuka's fighting out her fucking mind right now. Holy shit. Oh, it's so sick, dude. Wait, they grapple with each other. Nice roll. Wow. So everyone watches on. Oh shit. Hello, Lilith. It rains down.
娘から最後の頼みよ。母さん、一緒に死んでちょうだい。
I don't think it worked. I'm assuming she was trying to self-destruct there.
ガスパーが裏切った。母さんは娘より自分の男を選ぶのに。
赤木律子君、本当に
嘘つき。
Thought he was gonna say he was disappointed, like he said before. A chance to see Ray before she goes fucking insane. But she doesn't want to have to rely on him. I like her when she's angry. Right there, brother. Call out. Nice. Come on. Oh, fuck. What? How the fuck did they do that? Oh, the way it holds it up. Fucking hell. Unit 1 powering? Oh no, the other ones. They just come back? They just good? Lifeless arms. Oh no. The wings. Wow. Oh, the hand. Ugh. Seems so. It's gonna fucking put him inside. Holy power, dude. Oh, finally we get the wings. Ugh.
アダムはすでに私と共にある。
Mm.
ユイと再び会うにはこれしかない。アダムとリリスの禁じられた融合だけだ。心の壁を解き放て。欠けた心の補完、不要な体を捨て、すべての魂を今一つに。そしてユイのもとへ行こう。
Into the heart. Oh no, he's just splitting her. fuck.
大気圏外より高速接近中の物体あり
So they were able to fucking get. Holy shit.
いかんロンギヌスの槍か
So it wasn't actually.
エヴァシリーズを本来の姿に我ら人類に福音をもたらす真の姿に等しき死と祈りをも
Oh, this is so weird.
それは魂の安らぎでもある。では儀式を始めよう。
I was just eating it. Bringing bro to the fucking heavens.
エヴァ初号機に聖痕が刻まれた今こそ中心の木の復活を
我らがしもべエヴァシリーズは皆この時のために。
That looks so sick, though. It really does. We've seen that pattern a lot, right?
作戦は失敗だった
Yeah. Oh, fuck. Holy shit.
地表体積層誘拐
Wow. To the red we go. Holy shit.
人類の生命の源たるリリスの卵黒き月ところへ導いてくれまさか
私はあなたの人形じゃない。
Oh no.
あなたじゃないもの。光くんが呼んでる。
Choosing him over. Wow.
ただいま。
Hello, Lilith. Do we awaken up Big Ray now? Wait, he just comes off of it. Holy fuck. It's happening. It is happening. Oh no.
いや違う人人間です
Yeah. Wow. Oh, fucking terrifying that is to be inside and just have something like that go through you. Have that. Oh. Ugh. Have you achieved freedom? Your peace? You're standing on your fucking legs meeting the eyes of this thing that's flying so high above. That's insane. Holy shit.
エヴァシリーズのレーティフィールドが共鳴さらに増幅しています
レイと同化を始めたか
Yep. Oh, that is gross. She'll snap back in, right?
人の持つ生命の実と人の持つ知恵の実その両方を手に入れたエヴァ初号機は神に等しき存在となったそ そして今や命の大河たる生命の木へと還元している。この先にサードインパクトの無から人を救う箱舟となるか、人を滅ぼす悪魔となるのか。未来は怒りの息子に委ねられたな。
私たち正しいわよね。
わかるもんか。
How the fuck do we know? Uh,
あなたの願いそのままなのよ。何を願うの？
the morphing between them. Oh no. Oh.
そうだ。チェロを始めた時と同じだ。ここに来たら何かあると思ってた。
So uncomfortable. Can't see who that is up there. Alone again. Hey, that's pretty sick though, bro. Slowly comes to a stop. The two lights in the background, almost like fucking eyes watching over.
自分がここにいることを確認するためにこういうこと自分が求められる感じがして嬉しいのよ。
イージーに自分にも価値があるんだって思えるものね。それって、
これがこんなことしてるのが美里さん。
そうよ。
Yep.
これもくんの知らない私。本当のことは
The me Shinji doesn't know, but the me Shinji wants, or the me I want Shinji to observe.
になったら美里みたいなことするのかな。ねえ、キスしようか。
ダメ。
それとも怖い？
子供のするもんじゃないわ。
あんた私のこと分かってるつもりなの？救ってやれると思ってんの？それこそ傲慢な思い上がりよ。わかるはずないわ。
わかるはずないよ。アスカは何にも言わないもの。何も言わない、何も話さないくせに分かってくれなんて無理だよ。
碇くんは分かろうとしたの。
分かろうとした。
Did you?
バカ。知ってんのよ。あんたが私をおかずにしてること。いつも見たくやってみなさいよ。ここで見ててあげるから。あんたが全部私のものにならないなら。
She's on here now.
もういらない。
だったら僕に優しくしてよ。
優しくしてるわよ。
嘘だ！あなた顔でごまかしてるだけだ。曖昧なままにしておきたいだけなんだ。
Yep.
本当のことはみんなを
Yep.
それが
Well.
とてもつらい。
曖昧なものは僕をいつ
Yeah.
また僕がいらなくなるのかもしれないんだ。ざわざわするんだ。落ち着かないんだ。声を聞かせてよ。僕の相手をしてよ。僕にかかってよ。
Everyone observes as you lose yourself. Alone.
何か役に立ちたいんだ。ずっと一緒にいたいんだ。
じゃあ何もしないで。もうそばに来ないで。あんた私を傷つけるだけだもん。でもいいんでしょ。美里もファーストも怖いから、お父さんもお母さんも怖いから、私に逃げてるだけじゃないの。それが一番楽で傷つかないもの。ねえ、
僕を助けてよ。
本当に他人を好きになったことないのよ。
But how could he?
自分も好きだって感じたことないのよ。
Yeah.
僕を助けてよ。一人にしないで。 僕を殺さないで。
Finally, some emotion out of brother, though. This happy ass music coming in.
自分と同じだと一人で思い込んでいたのね。
裏切ったら僕の気持ちを裏切ったんだ。
初めから自分の勘違い、勝手な思い込みに過ぎないのに。
That's a really fun style behind it.
みんな死んじゃえ。
では、その手は何のためにあるの？
僕がいてもいなくても誰も同じなんだ。何も変わらない。だからみんな死んじゃえ。でもいいの。
Let it out, brother. Oh my god.
ガフの部屋が開く。世界の始まりと終局の扉がついに開いてしまうか。
人の心を埋めていくの。
Wow. Wow.
お前もユイ君に会えたのか。
Fucking unreal. Us included. All for the glimpse that
真珠を傷つけるだけだ。だから何もしない方がいい。
シンジが怖かったのね。
自分が人から愛されるとは信じられない。私にそんな資格はない。
at the end of the day, you're the fucking same.
自分が傷つく前に世界が拒絶している。
Yep.
人の間にある形もなく、目にも見えないものが怖くて、心を閉じるしかなかったのね。
その報いがこのありさまか。
To tell yourself that's the case, but in reality, it was a way to protect yourself. Holy fuck. All the screams and souls have become free. To the point they can become one. Wow. They all feed into one. Zorbit. Holy shit. Such a cool visual for this. A ton of... Start applying it all in. Just the uplifting music almost over it makes it feel so uneasy.
もうやめてもいい。そんなに嫌だったらもう逃げ出してもいいんでしょ。心も体も一つに重ねたいんでしょ。
あなたとだけは絶対に死んでも嫌。
わからない。現実がよくわからないんだ。
他人の現実と自分の真実との溝が正確に把握できないのね。
誰もいない世界だ。
そう、夢
だからここには僕がいない。
ごまかしていたのね。
僕一人の夢を見ちゃいけないのか。
それは夢じゃない。ただの
The cosplay.
現実はどこ？
それは夢の終わりよ。
The reality that occurs after the dream of it all ends.
ここは LCL の海、生命の源の海の中。AT フィールドを失った、自分の形を失った世界。どこまでが自分で、どこからが他人なのかわからない。
死んだの？
いいえ。
No, you're in the void state.
一つになっているだけ。これがあなたの望んだ世界そのものよ。
違うと思う。
他人の存在を今一度望めば、再び心の壁が全ての人々を引き離すわ。また他人の恐怖が始まるのよ。
Do you really want to be freed from that?
ありがとう。
For showing me the other side.
そこ
Mm-hmm.
だからきっと逃げ出してもよかったんだ。でも逃げたところにもいいことはなかった。
他人を傷つけてもいいのかい？
構わない。でも僕の心の中にいる君たちは何？
希望なのよ。人は互いに分かり合えるかもしれないということの。
好きだという言葉とともにね。
いつかは裏切られるんだ。
Fair.
見捨てるんだ。
Yep.
でも僕はもう一度会いたいと思った。
But at least you have the opportunity for something like that to occur again. Mm-hmm. As it comes back out. Yeah. And now we get all fucking hell. The imagery on so much of this is so insane. We released it all.
現実は知らないところに、夢は現実の中に。
そして真実は心の中に。想像する力が自分たちの未来を時のままに作り出しているもの。
ただ人は自分自身の意志で動かなければ何も変わらない。
Yep.
だから見失った自分は自分の力で取り戻すのよ。たとえ自分の言葉を失っても他人の言葉に取り込まれて。
Even so. Oh my god.
すべての生命には復元しようとする力がある。生きていこうとする心がある。生きていこうとさえ思えばどこだって天国になるわ。だって生きているんですもの。幸せになるチャンスはどこにでもあるわ。太陽と月と地球がある限り大丈夫。
As long as they exist, there's hope, and as long as there's hope, there's a future, right?
もういいのね。
I think so.
幸せがどこにあるのかまだわからない。
But you can at least begin to. Yep. And because you're here, you have opportunity.
これからも考え続ける。だけどそれも当たり前のことに何度も気づくだけなんだ。自分が自分でいるために。母さんはどうするの？
いません。でもエヴァは無限に生きていられます。その中に宿る人の心と共に。たとえ50億年経ってこの地球も月も
Wow.
太陽すらなくしても残していけるなら。
人の生きた証は永遠に残るか。
Sacrificing yourself for that reason's fucking insane. Oh. There you go, buddy.
ち悪い。
Significant time has occurred since I have ended watching it. I was limited a little bit on time, and not really, but it was more so a concern that I wouldn't have the proper time to go in detail with the things that I really felt like I wanted to talk. So I had some other stuff I had to do. Figured we'd get that out the way, and then I'd come back and I'd talk about it when I have the opportunity to sit down. I don't know. It could be short, it could be long, based on whatever I'm gonna say. But just to be on the safe side and not feel like I have to rush myself and it's like a race against the clock, and I'm trying to spit everything out without having proper time to sit down and slowly think a little bit about what I would want to say. I think that was the appropriate decision. So, anyways, I guess now regarding the movie and everything itself, absolute trip. Seriously was. I don't know. I'm questioning like a lot of do I truly grasp and understand what's presented? And I feel like that's a constant thing that I've done all throughout this series. I do it with a lot of other series too, personally. And usually I do. Like I am understanding like the core things and the things I feel like I should. And sometimes I'm not. But sometimes I just feel like I sell myself short a little bit on my own capabilities and comprehension and the things that I'm seeing, and I don't trust myself enough. And then I would go back and like rewatch something and then be like, oh, I just reconfirmed the things I did, and then I made a big deal about not doing things on time, and a whole bunch of other stuff happened. So it creates like this big mess. But I don't know. I think I have a lot of the core stuff and some of the stuff that we'll talk about. I think I have it down to a certain point. Well, I think this is easily one of those movies that no matter what and how many times you watch it, you'll pick up on new things. You'll understand new things. You can see new perspectives, see things entirely different. And I truly don't think like I fully get it all, right? But at the same time, I think I have like a core understanding of a lot of the situation. But I don't know. It was interesting for sure. It was truly something different and unique, which is not something you can always say, when you go into a series and see things. You can say it about the premise, you can say it about maybe a character or an interaction, or based on the animation, or based on just the style of it, or you could a variety of things. But this is truly unique in every aspect. Every aspect. The series as a whole of Neon Genesis Evangelion is absolutely very different than everything. And being that it came so early, and being that there's so many things to this day that don't do it in a similar fashion at all as this does, is crazy, actually insane to really think about. But actually, I don't know. It takes so many different elements, which is, I think, first and foremost the thing that we have to talk about. The overall production of this, and the overall just many different decisions being made on the parts of art direction and animation and just storytelling, and just so much. And the decisions to tell the story by visually doing certain things as well is so top notch within the entirety of the series, but also within this movie, really elevating it to something special, like really elevating it to something else on so many different scenes, especially down the backstretch, with so much of the imagery that we get was so special, and it was so grand, and it's so just like otherworldly, almost things that you wouldn't be able to comprehend. The characters within it clearly struggling to even understand the situations and the things that they're in, which is more so what we're intending, right? The trip and everything that they're kind of go on, the instabilities that they have mentally, especially somebody like Shinji, the uncertainties of where he is, who he is, why he even is. It was so awesome. And I do feel bad because I almost feel like I wasn't talking a lot throughout like the whole thing, especially the second half. But it's one of those, I'll try and edit it in a way that it doesn't seem like it, but I don't know. It's one of those, like, sometimes you just got to shut up and just watch, and you can't completely like yap the whole time. But I don't know, did my part on that. But I definitely just wanted to call that out at least. I don't know the first thing about animation or literally anything. I really don't, but I feel like that was such a special thing for me to kind of witness and observe that I really wanted to call it out. And at multiple moments, I was very fascinated with different imagery that we had kind of presented to us. I thought it was pretty fucking sick about that. The movie itself, while I think I would have an easier time if we structure it by just going scene by scene and talking about it, and we will. I think the one thing I do want to say before I get into that is I'm very happy with having this as a part of the series, having this as a closing chapter of the series. I talked about how I wasn't satisfied, I guess, completely, or I was left uncertain almost after the initial ending of the series because I knew there was a movie and because there were so many things not explained that I was just uncertain to the choices and the reasons for the things that are being made. And I think explains it a little bit better here. Well, it definitely explains and ties up a bunch of the loose ends and the things I had questions on. Still not going into detail with everything maybe that I really would have loved and wished. This is like the ending. This is almost what I was expecting going into the last couple episodes that we didn't get. But I think that's what makes it so interesting. It's so cool is we have essentially two endings to the series, and each of them are similar and very different at the same exact time. Similar in the sense of Shinji coming to the same conclusion by the end about it being okay and taking that next step, finding himself, not wanting to be a part of the instrumentality project, not wanting to be connected and be all as one, but instead be his own being and have his own choices and the things that he can make, even if he is restricted by the world itself and the environment that he's kind of shaped around, the people that shape him, the bad thoughts, the displeasant things, the things that he doesn't want to have to be involved with at all. And him not wanting that in the slightest in either of them. But on both episodes both endings essentially going to almost different sides with the approach taken to get to that and to find that conclusion is really cool. And it gives you almost like this sense of like, this is his peaceful version versus this is the let's fucking end the world shit before he came to that conclusion. And it really ramps things up on either end that you go, where it gets really trippy on one of them and the other one, it gets really like just next level of some shit. It was so cool to really think about that and to have these different options. And I don't know if this is like, this is intended. This is what we wanted. If we had the time, if we had the budget, if we had everything and we could have done it, we would have done it here, which I think realistically is probably what the Rebuild series is, right? But I think this is at the time with what they were capable of in 1998 or when did the main series come out, 96 or something? If they had that, they would have done it there. If they had the opportunity to make more episodes and do everything, they would have done it there. I think so. I think that's probably what this is. Or they got exactly what they wanted out of the movie or out of the main series. And that's actually was the true intention the whole time. And instead here they were like, we can present this as the possible or alternative, the other reality in a way that actually can occur, and the way and method in which things kind of go about with Shinji creating this world of nothingness. Similar to how we see the very happy, upbeat version of the school life, the slice of life that we get to see with the other vision almost of the reality that essentially could be in episode 26. Instead, we go a little bit of a different, we go a little bit more extreme all the way to the other side on this one, ramp it up to 150. And it's pretty fucking sick that if that's the case, and you essentially get left with two separate endings, which is pretty fucking cool. And I think it came out extremely well. As I said, there's going to be plenty for me to want to talk about, so we're just going to go scene by scene because I think that makes it all the more easy. Immediately starting with like the water drop and everything, which we do get reference to a little bit later on. There's a lot of weird shit in this movie, like there just is. And I don't know if I can get a proper read on a bunch of it. I'm going to try my damn hardest to not chalk everything down to Misato's a predator, to Shinji is insanely fucking creepy and assaults women and sexually does everything, like I'm going to try my hardest to try and look at these things from a different lens and understand the perspective, understand the reasons for what causes this to come out of the person. And I was thinking about it though. This one is the one I don't think I can. I really don't understand this one. It might not be so simple, but it just seems we're reaching out to Asuka. We see, I mean, he talks about in the 25 or 26, one of those episodes where he's in a state where he's struggling to reach out and find somebody, especially after losing the first person that openly has kind of opened themselves up, seen him for who he is, accepted him for that, allowed him to like kind of vent out his frustrations and listen to him and, you know, just accept him, allow him to feel like it's okay for him to be him. But instead, we now have to turn to somebody like her because we can't turn to Masato. We can turn to any of these other people because they don't understand this in the slightest. And while Asuka really doesn't, she is entirely like very similar to us in a lot of ways. And it's kind of last resort. This is where we have to go. So he's trying his hardest to reach out to her, but instead he can't because she's not going to wake up. And then is it simply a horny boy sees girl exposed like this? And he takes advantage of the opportunity, especially knowing that she's not going to wake up, especially knowing, you know, any like that she just won't do anything in this moment because she can't retaliate or anything. It recalls to me the conversation that, or the memory that he has a little bit later down the line, where he hears her kind of like yelling at him, or like she firsthand yells at him, saying that he does this kind of stuff, thinking about her. And the way that he kind of like visualizes and sees her, or sexualizes, I guess, when he ends up seeing her, and not being enough of a man to come out and like state his own desires and state exactly what he wants and the way that he views her, and instead kind of keeps all that stuff kind of hidden and cooped in because he doesn't want to face the rejection. He doesn't want to face the negatives and the horrors that can probably come with whatever she would do as a way to lash out afterwards. And is this like a retaliation? He doesn't recall it in this moment, but could it be a retaliation almost of that? I'm doing this as a result of you telling me that I'm not enough of a man to go out of my way and do something like that, you know? I don't got the balls to do it. And instead he tries to prove it to himself here, tries to prove it to her, even though she's not in a conscious state to see or understand. I don't know. Or is it simply he's just fucking, I mean, that's creepy in itself, but, or is it simply he literally just let the desires of himself kind of get the best of him here? I don't know. I really don't know how to view this. And like I said, I'm trying to think of it a different way. I know he's mentally fucked at this point. So he thinks this is like an okay thing to happen and do. He's self-aware of that. But I can't get another read on that. I really can't. We do a good job at building up a bunch of stuff with Celia and what they're after, Gendo and what he's after. We do a really good job at progressing a lot of that stuff to go a lot more forward. And once again, this is not a like review proper thing. This is literally just like initial first reaction on things. So a lot of these scenes, especially because I have taken a few hours because I had other shit to go to, I don't remember all the exact conversations, also because so much happens down the back end that is all the more important. But a lot of this is essentially build up to the stuff that's coming. We come to get Ritsuko out, about the Magi system, them trying to overhaul it. So at this point, Sealy's doing everything in their power to put a stop to us. They want to gain control so that they can create the third impact. Gendo wants to also gain control so he can, but each of them having entirely different reasons and goals with what they're trying to go after here. Ritsuko still being used, still in the palm of Buddy's hand. Reaches out and she still continues to do this. Almost like a service, almost like a thing you kind of owe it to your mother in a way that she feels. She's able to do what she can for the moment, which causes a big halt in what they're going after. Things aren't going to be as peaceful anymore, and they send out the fucking artillery. The all-out attack on Nerve comes, and it is brutal. It is fucking brutal. Absolutely brutal. Coming in and just annihilating everyone, everything in the surroundings. Absolutely brutal. Regardless, we're sending Asuka. We're doing it. We can't get a hold on Rei. We can't get a hold on Shinji. We can't do anything, but we have to send her and we have to hide her if it comes to it. But we have to put somebody out there on the lines to fight. Gendo just kind of gives up because he has other plans. He has other places to be. He's got to go see Yui. He's got to go see Rei. He's got to go see Lilith. They got things to do. You know, he's not in the position anymore. Instead, we turn from attacking and fighting angels to now we are fighting people. The war essentially begins here. Our own hatred. and our own desires to kind of capture and do things in a certain way, the way that we anticipate and the way that we want, turns into war here. And we have to kind of go against each other, with certain individuals really struggling here at shooting people, at targeting after others. I get it completely. Definitely. Like, it's just brutal. Just walking in. We're not equipped for this. We're literally dudes who are fucking smart as hell and equipped to make robots, the big giant robots that fight, you know? We're not dudes who are here to come in and shoot guns and attack, and we're just not built like that. Nothing personal, kid. Masato comes in, funny line of her saying nothing personal to Buddy before she kills him. Awful shots. I always say it though, like, it's nothing against the series or the sequence. It's just like guns in anime are fucking lame. They just really are, because like you're telling me to believe that they came in and slaughtered absolutely everybody, and then the moment that she comes in play and she's running in a straight line, they miss every fucking shot and she can run up and get all close to like that. It's just like, that doesn't happen, you know? Like, it's so lame. I hate when guns are kind of involved, and she pushes him further and further. You have to do this, constantly drags him. Keep yourself together. You can't die yet. Basically tell him he owes it to like him. He owes it to everybody else. He has no opportunity to keep on living, especially if he just kind of gives up here. And you have to fight. You have to fucking get in the robot. Get in the fucking robot. Destined to hate each other. Yep. It's bound to come at some other point. Asuka doesn't want to pilot because she's struggling to fully be able to open herself up. She doesn't want to die until that voice reaches out to her, letting her know that it is okay that you're here. It is okay that you stay alive, and calling out to her. And she's hearing her mom for the first time. She feels that relation. She feels that connection, the thing, the void that's been missing for so long, the thing that she really wants, the thing I've been begging for fucking 7 episodes now, for her to open her heart up here and fully accept it, so that her mother can be her AT shield, so that she can protect her, so that she can let her move forward and operate this. And she finally understands it fully. You get to see such great happiness and smiles on her face. She just tanks this shit. She grabs the other one like we had in the first episode and fucking crushes it together. She doesn't even care. Doesn't even care it's blowing her up. She's taking nothing. She walks that shit down. Look at her. That's so fucking badass. It's so cool. There's so much visually awesome shit that goes down. And this entire sequence is so fucking sick. The way she just stands there and annihilates all these planes, rips off parts of them, hits them. She hits a crazy fucking like leg kick with this shit, a wheel kick. She's like, it's so cool. And it was all animated so fucking excellent. Almost a shot that kind of mirrors or resembles Shinzi's Eva. It seemed like when it had its own awakening. And then at this point, they launched their other Evas that they've been working on, which is a fucking horrible thing. Just like the visuals of this is so sick. She has to go up against all of these things. We struggle completely still to get Shinji involved, and she drags him on as Asuka's fighting for her fucking life here, destroying everything in her fucking process. Masato trying to get Shinji in while they're getting shot at, ends up taking a bullet for him, ends up taking it so that they can move on forward. Brother, you have to keep fighting. They get into a bit of an altercation about how much he doesn't like himself, about how much he hates the situation and the scenario that he's in, her recognizing that as well. But at this point, you have to push forward. Just so you do have any opportunity, realistically, to love yourself at one point, too. You have to continue onward. You hurt others because you know it will make you suffer more than simply hurting yourself would. True to an extent, but I also don't really know if that's him. I really don't feel that when I think of him. I don't think he intentionally hurts others or does anything like that there. I just don't. I don't think he's after the suffering because of that in the slightest. Don't think about what you can do. Just think about that you're strong and things that you can do and how you can get stronger, you know? Not going to forgive you if you go on and do anything. You need to make a promise, essentially, to come back, and you need to take that step, even if it's so small, and find it while you're piloting. It's essentially, I feel like here, because then she, you know, goes all fucking Predator. I'm assuming my own perception of this is like, yeah, she's fucking weird and they've been teasing her and stuff for it the entire time, likely because these people are close to her and, you know, well understand her. But I think it's also she's well aware this is it for her. I think she's well aware too. There's literally nothing that she does, almost nothing that she does that can send him into battle, send him into action here. So she's using every resort, every last one that she basically can. And this is all she knows. Everything that we've built up about her over the past couple episodes showcases her relying on, manipulating other men and other people, using herself in intimate ways to get the things that she kind of wants and to push them in satisfy her own needs and everything, of course, too. But at the same time, that's what she does, right? So is this really any different than that? Not that it's like, okay, it's really fucking sad that, you know, she was like, this is what I have to do to allow this to happen so that not everybody has a chance at fucking dying, which they end up dying anyways, right? But still goes out of her way to do this is crazy. I mean, it works. It fucking works, let me tell you. Again, and the necklace is a piece to continue onwards. And he cries as he's kind of left alone. Asuka continues to fight on. She's fucking so badass in this moment. And Shinji refuses to go in and pilot, though, as she's struggling. Ritsuko altercation. This slowly comes up here. We need to do away with her. And he fucking does. He rejects it. The Maji system rejects her. Apparently, this is her mom. I assumed he went in and like overrid and did something, but apparently her mom chose the actions and things the Gendo kind of wants instead of her, which is fucking nuts. Sending her into the void and getting rid of her entirely. Shinji still refusing to get in and pilot as Asuka's fighting for her fucking life until all of a sudden they can like summon these spears and shit, because this isn't the actual spear, because we see them fucking like somehow use the force and pull that shit back down. They're able to use these other versions and it's a mess. I love this shot. The way she falls, the way it goes like limp. You can really feel that and really, really get behind that. And then as she's bleeding out and fighting to be like, I have to fucking push and do more, so many more come from the sky and just fucking take her out. And then all the angels reawaken and they just eat and destroy as Shinji just sits and fucking watches onwards. Like that's a crazy shot. As he just sits there, not watches, but hears on the actions of his own, you know, not doing anything. His inability to move and make that choice and act allows somebody that is close to him in a way to be lost in the process, which is a fucking mental mess for him to kind of find himself in. But like, did he really, maybe he wanted that? I don't know. I really don't know what he was getting behind and doing in this moment. But Unit 1 awakens here as a protection way, allowing him to kind of be forced almost into it here. And he has to visibly see what's going on. Part 26 begins with Gendo thinking that things are fucking good here. Connecting Adam with her and her vessel. Shinji's in a world of fucking mess. We get the thing to come down. Still just a nightmare on the fucking outside here. We get to see this. I'm pretty sure this is the symbol that's on the ceiling every time that we go into the office where Gendo is. Or it's something similar at least. Just so much visually. We fucking explode everything. So crazy. But at this point we get the change. We've talked about it too. Rey changing herself over time, right? Slowly not following orders completely. Slowly viewing and putting her faith and trust in Shinji. Slowly recognizing things about Gendo. And she makes that decision here. Not to follow him. I'm not your doll. And instead doesn't do exactly what he wants. And instead goes and connects as he gives his own version of Adam to her, right? Puts it through her, allowing her to then go connect and create her own version here, her big Rey. But the version of Lilith that we end up getting to see. Fucking insane. Shinji looks onwards and still destroyed. So crazy coming up out the fucking sky like that. And just looking onwards. These huge things, the Avas that we've built up that are so massive, right? These unreal objects. And instead we have something like this who's just up here. Like, that's so fucking insane. The boy comes out, reaches out to him. The two versions of it, essentially. Trying to reach and claim it. But everything basically falls on Shinji. What will he do? What does he want? Does he actually want us to be put in a state here where we create the third impact? What is his decision ultimately going to be? Does he want to enter the state of the instrumentality project? What does he exactly want to do? This whole sequence I don't get at all. Like, you can explain this to me. I literally, like, it went on for a while too, and it looks like we see characters almost like that looks like Asuka or something, almost like this looks like Masato, like watching on, and I just like I don't understand. We have the swing. It's like very probably symbolic of a lot of things, and like going, I don't know. It's his struggle to work on build up until he actually is told and instructed by somebody, and then he's left all alone and takes out his anger and his frustrations by knocking it down. The swing set comes to a standstill, as we almost have like these eyes in the background kind of watching onwards. But I don't fully understand the visions and everything that he can kind of have, the memories of everybody else kind of acting out and doing things that are adult like in a way. This is where he hears the stuff from Asuka, and she's actually here. It's the first time that we've had her on the train present with us. It usually doesn't happen in that situation, but he's completely gone, wanting people to care about him, wanting people to stay with him, wanting people to be with him. You want everything. You want everyone around you. You want people to like you. You want to do all this, but you can't even begin to like yourself. You don't want to die. You don't want any of this at the end of the day. And he reaches out in anger. The strangle, the mirror of her mom. Nuts. I love the style in these little sequences here. So cool. So much visual fucking like insane shit. Big Ray moves in. Fucking crazy, as we get to observe on of all the people who are basically losing themselves and losing their lives in the process. We learn a little bit about Gendo, and his only goal in this entire thing was to create a place where he would be able to see Yui again, and then learn a little bit about the way that he feels towards Shinji, a complete mirror of who he is too. While he took things to the next fucking level, insanity for why he did, but rejected absolutely everything and anyone kind of close to him, and he was afraid of being rejected himself, and as a way he kind of closed himself off. Get to see all this, the fucking piercing of all of them too. It's so crazy. Just the visuals of everything here. Like, dude, like, what the fuck? Brother, this, like, all the rays and everything fucking flying through. Just crazy. And then the Ray asking questions. Have the opportunity to choose the things that you want. Do you want to continue on? Do you want to be here? Do you want to have all these displeasant things? Do you want to be alone? Do you want to isolate yourself instead? Do you want to just connect and combine and be with everybody? What do you want? What's the scenario that you kind of want to be in? Instead, he'd rather not be here. He'd rather die. Instead, we see images of like all real life footage. Some of it's funny too. We see like cosplayers at one point of certain characters. Here we get to see like a movie crowd almost, and he's holding the dolls of like Ray and everything. And we talk about truths and realities of finding the dreams and understanding, you know, when certain things end and certain things start, what actually is real and what's kind of make up in your own mind and the realities and stuff that you create. He essentially comes to the conclusion that he doesn't want to be here. He willingly accepts that. So we bring out all the memories and we bring it all into this state, allowing him to actually see that, allowing him to be in that state where he can understand that nobody has to exist in this. Why are you people in here? Just crazy. So he makes that decision though to be there. Like, dude, ugh. It's so insane. But he makes that decision that this is what he wants until he actually gets to experience and see that world almost, and deciding that's actually not it. I'd much rather to have that opportunity and have that life where I can continue to live and where I do have these opportunities to see these things and do everything, you know, actually be within this world. And I'll be okay because he can understand that he will take that step to enjoy himself, to like himself, to move forward, as opposed to be in this weird void mental state that everybody's combining themselves and becoming into. Keep questioning things, keep wondering things forever, but fucking horrifying visual, especially later as we get to see when her head fucking like completely slides off. We learn a lot about Yui, or just a little bit, but her general idea of regardless of what happens, the Avas won't be gone. The sun, the planet, the moon, no matter what it is gone. They still live on at the end of the day. And her becoming that is essentially a way for humans to continue, for her to kind of let them know that they were a real thing, that they actually existed. It's not just a story. It's not just something that people say or fairy tale or anything. Real at the end of the day, which is like such a wild reason that you would go out of your way and you would fucking do that, right? Like, that's so crazy to me. And she literally He's like, yeah, I'll sacrifice myself if that means, we could just have this proof of existence for fucking ever. It's so nuts. But they truly are, and that's why she wants to become. Instead, Shinji wakes up here. He's not alone, though. Somebody else is here with him, who also rejected it entirely. Rejected the project. Does not want to be a part of that. It's somebody else in Asuka. First instinct, he goes right after her and starts choking her. This is the person he's always tried to grow close to in a certain way. But he's always struggled completely. Her inability to open up, his inability to express his feelings properly and showcase love or anything either. All the cruel and insane things that she's stated to him, and we get to see a lot of them presented here too. He essentially, I'd assume, attempts to kill her here. Despite wanting to continue onwards and despite wanting to have those things in the version of life that he continued and decided that he would find a version of himself in here, as opposed to just kind of being mixed in with a bunch of other motherfuckers. He goes for it, but instead she grabs on, and instead of verbally assaulting, physically assaulting, mentally assaulting, gives him a little caress, showing that gentle side, showing something else there. Something that he's not familiar with in the slightest. Something that he would never expect from her, but almost nobody has really treated him to this point in a way like that. And I'm assuming him breaking here is him understanding that or accepting that. Letting go almost entirely of that complete awful thought. Until she lets him know that he's fucking creepy, which, yeah. I think it's awesome. I really do. There's so much more. Like, there's so much, and there's so many things that I'm misremembering and just kind of overlooking and not grasping or anything. And I get that completely. And I definitely do think it would have been more beneficial had I been better with my timing and timed it in a way that I properly could have talked about it. Afterwards, it'd be a bit more fresh, but I think it was really fucking excellent for what it was. I think it gives a proper conclusion to a lot of people who were asking. I was stuck in the middle, like I said, where I enjoyed things about the other version, but it just, as a story, I wish we could have had that and had the other questions answered. And here gives you the other questions, but doesn't really give you that, which is really cool. Because now you essentially have two alternate endings in either way that you want to take it. And all of it gets left for you to kind of infer the way that you want it to be. The ending that you desire the most. Similar to the world and the life and everything that Shinji kind of wants to live on and live in. You get to almost make your own decisions and move forward there. I think that's so fucking cool. And there's so much more that I'm unappreciating or not appreciating properly or going through, but we'll get there in due time. Of course, I got to rewatch. Of course, I'll read plenty of your comments, the way that it made you feel, the way the things that you guys loved about it. And all of that will expand my appreciation vastly, I'd assume, as well as the rebuilds and taking the things that I loved from this and redoing them in a certain way, possibly altering them, possibly just redoing them entirely, not even close to the originals, and telling a story possibly different, but maybe very similar, very much the same. I don't know. I'm excited to kind of get into that. Hopefully you guys enjoyed, though. Hopefully I didn't leave too much fucking undesired or leave you angry in any sort of way. Hopefully I also grasp a decent bit or understanding of the story itself. Well, it's a very complex and psychological thing that's not the most easy to, fully understand and get behind right off the bat. Hopefully you can, hopefully I took away the proper things or the things that you almost would have hoped that I would have gotten out of it. And if I didn't explain the things that you love so much about it, I don't know. I thought it was great. I thought it was great. I don't feel appropriate giving it like a rating or anything right now. we're gonna finish I'm gonna rewatch it and the edit and everything, and I'll settle on it a bit more. I'll give it some time. But yeah, thank you very much if you guys joined up to this point. I look forward to seeing a bunch of you, hopefully, if you watch the rebuilds with me. If you don't, and this was you stop, right, and you were hopping off the train at this point, thanks for joining up to this point. A poll should be up. I don't know the timeline. A poll might be done already. It might be up right now. Go check that out for what we will be doing after this. But yeah, once again, thank you very much for all the support and everything up to this point on the series. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you liked it all, like and subscribe. They do mean a lot to me. Feel free to leave any comments with this episode or this series or this movie. or the things to come up, or the things that you want me to watch at some point in the future. Or just tell me how your day's been. I don't care. Leave anything. It doesn't matter. Hope you guys have an absolute wonderful day. Peace.